It was a quiet Saturday afternoon when 20-year-old Darren Walters walked into the McDonald's on Pine Street. He'd just finished a tough training session at the local boxing gym, his passion. A tall, muscular young man, Darren had always carried himself with a quiet confidence, shaped by years in the ring. His father, Chief Thomas Walters, was the town's police chief, but Darren never used that to his advantage. He wanted to earn everything on his own, especially his dream of becoming a professional boxer. Today, though, Darren wasn't thinking about his future career. All he wanted was a simple meal. The smell of fries and burgers filled the air as he entered the crowded McDonald's. He joined the line, ready to eat after his long day. But something felt off. One by one, customers who arrived after Darren were getting served. He glanced at the counter, feeling the frustration rise in his chest. When the fifth person got their food before him, Darren couldn't ignore it any longer. He walked up to the counter where a young cashier named Evan was busy. "Excuse me, I've been waiting for a while. Can you check on my order?" Darren asked politely. Evan barely looked up, muttering, "I'll get to you when I get to you." Darren's unease deepened. He knew what this felt like, the subtle racism, the way some people treated him just because of his skin color. But today, it seemed worse. "I've been here for 20 minutes, Darren said louder, his voice firm now. "People who came after me are getting served before me?" Evan shot him a nasty look. "Maybe you should be more patient," he sneered. That was it. Darren could feel the heat rising in his chest. "You're ignoring me because of my skin color, aren't you?" he shouted, his calm breaking. The room fell quiet. Evan, clearly uncomfortable, barked, "Get out of my face or I'll call the cops." Darren wasn't backing down. "Go ahead, call them," he challenged, standing tall. Within minutes, Officer Brett Sanders, a middle-aged cop known for his tough demeanor, arrived. He scanned the room and immediately made up his mind about Darren. "What's going on here?" he barked. Before Darren could respond, Evan jumped in. "He's causing trouble, refusing to leave." Officer Sanders looked at Darren and didn't give him a chance to explain. "I suggest you leave before things get ugly," he said, his hand resting on his baton. Darren stood his ground. "I haven't done anything wrong. I'm just asking why I haven't been served." Without warning, Officer Sanders grabbed Darren's arm, pulling him toward the door. "Let go of me!" Darren shouted, trying to free himself. The next moment, the officer swung his baton, hitting Darren in the ribs. Pain shot through Darren's body and instinct kicked in. With a powerful, quick jab, his fist connected with Sanders' face, sending the officer crashing to the floor, unconscious. The room went dead silent. Darren's heart pounded in his chest as he stood over the fallen officer. He hadn't meant to hit him that hard, but now there was no going back. The sound of sirens filled the air, and within moments, more officers arrived, surrounding Darren. They cuffed him without resistance, but as they shoved him into the back of a police car, Darren's eyes locked on Evan. The cashier was standing at the door, a smug smile on his face, clearly pleased with how things had turned out. But Darren wasn't alone. Word had spread, and within minutes, Chief Thomas Walters, Darren's father, arrived at the scene. As the two talked to the officers and reviewed the security footage, the truth came to light. The video clearly showed Officer Sanders attacking Darren first, and Darren only defending himself. Chief Walters made sure everyone knew the truth. "My son will not be punished for defending himself," he said firmly. "Justice will be served." By the end of the night, Darren was released, and Officer Sanders faced disciplinary action for his abuse of power. As for Evan, the racist cashier, he was fired for his role in the incident. When Darren walked out of the police station, his father by his side, he felt a quiet sense of relief. Justice had been served. But Darren knew this wasn't the end. It was just one battle in a much larger fight for respect and equality. As he looked up at the stars, he promised himself he'd never stop fighting, both in and out of the ring. And with that, Darren's story continued, proving that sometimes the biggest battles aren't fought in the gym, but in the heart of the community.